Good day, everyone. Jackson here. Welcome back to the daily endeavors for the 20th of January. As always, timestamps will be in the description if you want to get to a specific one. 15 seals, crafting with alchemy, we've got cloth reducing plants, collection, enchanting equipment, completing a quest for Bruma and Cyrodiil, and clearing a volcanic vent. So this one needs to be done in Cyrodiil, this one needs High Isle or the Fire Song DLC. So I'll start with a quest of Bruma and Cyrodiil. This one I can't really recommend, mainly because it's very volatile. On paper it's very quick to do. Once you get to the actual town itself, there's two places. There's like a church and like a sort of like a town hall. Each one has a NPC in it. They have you'll know them, they'll have like a different color quest icon. It's just the daily quest icon. These characters, you just have to do one quest. Generally they're very easy to do. Most of them will be. You know, it'll probably be like, go here, kill this enemy. Sometimes you'll get one that is do a delve, like go into a delve and do something. Those ones are annoying. Like for example, it might tell you to go here to Capstone or to Toadstool Hollow. If you get those quests and you see on the map it's going to a delve, maybe try and check the other quest giver, see if they've got something different, because those tend to be the worst quests to do, like just how long they take. The biggest issues I have with this is, one, this is a heavily contested sort of location in PvP. It's a spawn location for people, so you're going to find people coming in and coming out trying to take it constantly, because you generally use Bruma as a spawn location to get to places like Bleakers or Charmin, or maybe even over this way if you want to cut off sections of Cyrodiil that way. So it's constantly going back and forth with Evanheart and Daggerfall. And so you might get there and there might be enemy players coming in, you might die. If your faction doesn't own Bruma, or if it doesn't own Dragonclaw, you can't travel here either, so it's painful getting here because it takes time. And yeah, the other thing is the locations that you hand in the quests. I found out not too long ago that they are not safe. Players of other factions will see you in there, and you can target each other. So, you know, if someone's looking for trouble, they'll come in and just kill you while you're doing it. You know, it's not great. So on paper, they're very quick to do, and you know, you might get lucky with those. But sometimes, like for example, I can't actually travel here right now because Dragonclaw is getting taken. It's getting taken by the faction that my character's in. But yeah, it's just you can't rely on it as much, and you know, you can get these other ones done very quickly anyway. So yeah. Try your luck with that one, but just understand sometimes it's not reliable. And if your characters are all of Mary Dominion, then I wish you luck with that, because yeah, getting over there with the old Mary Dominion, as you can see here, not easy, or not reliable either. Alright, so I'll go towards the more, I think, reliable ones. So 5 items with the alchemy skill and 3 pieces of equipment. You can both do these in the same place. I suggest coming to Vocal Guard, the old faithful, into the crystal vial. You've got alchemy top and you've got enchanting below. So with alchemy, I suggest making some poisons, because naturally with poisons you make 4 at a time instead of 1, so it's just a lot more valuable in terms of how quickly you can get it done. And you can get this done very quickly. So you just need a poison, grease or vicar. These two are Ica. These two are fine, and you seem to find some cheap options here. So Nightshade and Fleshfly Larva, this is a good option. I will put in the description, I will put a list of just like some common examples that I use as pairings for alchemy, because they're generally cheap and easy to find. So if you need to know, or if you want to know what works and what doesn't, there's a very easy way. So if it says unknown, you're good. If it says inert, it means it won't work. So if I go these two, it says inert. So if I craft this poison, it won't do anything. It'll come up invalid. Whereas if it says unknown, it means it will work. You just don't know which of these items here sort of connect together. So if we just go craft, it'll come up with what works, and as you can see, gradual ravage health works. So if you just do that twice, you get this one done. So it will cost you a little bit of gold, not much, and you know, probably in your travels you might find some of this stuff anyway. The only things I would really suggest against using is Columbine, especially. This one's worth like $1,000, so best to hold on to these for something more important or selling them yourself. The items that start with dragons, don't use those either. Dragon Ram, Dragon Blood. Dragon's Bile is quite cheap, but I don't find that to be as common as some of these other ones. Spider Eggs are pretty good. Whitecap and Blue Entoloma are amazing. I don't have any Blue Entoloma, but those two are great, because they're generally cheap and easy to find. Blessed Thistle and Dragonthorn's another great example of a pair that I normally use. But yeah, I'll put those in the description for you to find. Yeah, I don't suggest doing potions, only poisons, because potions you only make 1 at a time, so you'd need to use 8 of each. That's a lot. Whereas poisons you only need to use 2 of each. So yeah, just better on your stockpiles. Alright, and now we get to enchanting 3 pieces of equipment. So my suggestion for this is you can enchant an item using stuff you've crafted. You only need to make a level 1 glyph, because level 1 you can put on anything, so whereas if you get a high level glyph you can only put on high level stuff. So what I would suggest is make a weapon glyph, any of this stuff, whatever you have available. As you can see, I've got a bunch of stuff here. If you want the blue runes, all of the blue runes are available from this guy as are glyphs, which I'll explain in a minute. So at level 1, regardless of how far you are into crafting, you can make you can use Jorah and Jode runes, these two here. These can be used at level 1. So if you come to this and you use some, I'll just show an example here. So buy a Jode rune, going to, it looks a bit different, but you know, you can look at what these are. So if you use Jode and you create use like Mako's very common. Same with Oko and Denny and Okoma, all this stuff. Whatever glyphs you've got, just use them together with a aspect rune, preferably a Jojota, because I find Tar is better used for writs. But yeah, just anything like this. So we'll just go Absorb Magicka. So it's a level 1 glyph, and we use that on something. Now you just need to do that 3 times. Now, if you want an item for free that you can just enchant over, just for the sake of that, you can come upstairs to where the alchemist is. Yeah, it's bugging out. Sometimes sometimes it'll bug out like this. Don't worry, it's a typical ESO problem. Alright, so just steal one of those staves and enchant the stave with your glyph that you created. Now, what you can also do to do this way quicker is just go into the enchanter, buy the monumental glyphs, so we'll just buy 2 of these. It's a bit more expensive, but it's very quick to do, and you just enchant these glyphs over the top and just use that, and then just do whatever you want with this stuff that you've got. Just deconstruct or sell it, up to you. But yeah, just don't create or buy 3 of the same glyph, because you can't enchant the same thing. So if I buy another frost glyph from this guy, monumental glyph of frost, if I try and enchant, it won't come up, because you can't enchant the same glyph onto a weapon that's already got it. So just make sure you use some different stuff there. So yeah, 2 really easy ones there. And then, depending on if you've got high isle or not, I would suggest doing these 2 here. This one's probably slower, like in theory, than a quest for Bruma, but I think it's much more reliable, because you're kind of not relying on the environment to be just right for this, whereas there's lots of there's only 3 or 4 Brumas that you can choose from, whereas there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of cloth producing plants. So right, so next up we got collecting cloth producing plants. What the fuck, he's already back? was like 2 seconds. Right. I'll also put in the description. There's a UESP page which you want to look at. It's called Clothing Materials. These are the different clothing types that you can find, or the cloth reducing plants, and it depends on your character's level here and your clothing level. So this passive here, the amount of points you've got in this will dictate what spawns as well as your current level. So if you're max level, you'll get Ancestor Silk, this one, and depending on how many points you got. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 points in tailoring will also affect it. So if you click on one of these images, it will give you a picture of what the plant looks like. So if that's what spawns for you, you'll know what to look for, because the plants look different from the other types, but all of the plants of that type look exactly the same. So once you see one, you'll know what all of them look like. So yeah, very helpful to have that page on like speed dial if you need to use it for looking around for stuff. But most of the time, people will either see Ancestor Silk or Jute. That one right there was Jute plant. That's the level 1 resource. So what you do with this one is just pick a zone and just look around. So here's another Jute plant. So yeah, they all look the same, all these Jute plants. So yeah, all the Jute plants look exactly the same, so I know exactly what I'm looking for. Same with the Ancestor Silk. So Ancestor Silk, I find this one to be very easy to spot. I mean, that one was kind of shaded and hard to spot actually, but Ancestor Silk is just like a blood red color, really easy to spot across large distances, especially in most circumstances. This stuff looks kind of like the Ancestor Silk color, but most of the time the environment will be like grey, brown, green, whereas Ancestor Silk is like blood red. You can see it across long distances usually. So yeah, if you can get a character with 10 out of 10 tailoring and just getting Ancestor Silk can really help, because you know, in a majority of cases you're just going to be able to see Ancestor Silk like stick out like a sore thumb. So lastly, we've got surveys. So you can complete clothing writs, and it gives you a chance every day that you complete a writ on a character. It gives you a chance at a survey. So surveys just basically go to a spot. There'll be a bunch of high quality, nodes that give you tons of stuff. Tons of Ancestor Silk, tons of Furrier's Traps. These Furrier's Traps also count as cloth reducing plants, funnily enough. So with a single survey, you can get 6 out of 8 of this done. So at that point, you can just run around a bit longer and find it, and it can be much quicker. Just do keep in mind, you don't want to use all of your surveys. Just keep 1 or 2 on you, so that sometimes there's the survey endeavors that come up, and if you don't have surveys to do this, it will be slower. But if you don't have surveys to do the survey endeavor, you are screwed. So you want to keep a couple of those for that reason. But yeah, if you have a ton like this, just fucking go nuts. Lastly, while you look around for clothing materials, if you haven't done your alchemy skill 1 yet, and you don't have many alchemy reagents to use, just keep an eye out for alchemy stuff as well while you're on the road. Because while you're doing that, you could end up finding the stuff that you need for crafting items with the alchemy skill, and yeah, knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. Right, last one. Let's talk about these volcanic vents. So yeah, like I said before, you need High Isle. It's a expansion. There are 7 volcanic vents in total. There's 4 on the mainland, and then there's 3 in the Amenos island as well. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you've got 5, 6, and 7. Alright, so when you get here, if you haven't ventured through the zone, it's going to be a bit annoying because you won't be able to know which of the volcanic vents is up, because the way it works is only one is up at a time. Once that one goes down, another one pops up. Now sometimes one can go down and the same one can activate again. I've seen that happen. It's fucking weird. It doesn't happen with dolmens, but these are completely random. So the first thing you want to do before anything, I know it's going to be annoying, but just go through and unlock the waste runs, and then get to the volcanic vents, each of them, and just discover them. So that way, even if you haven't cleared them before, they will show up on your map, and you'll know which one's under attack from that point. Now, if you need to get to Amenos to do the same thing with these, go here. There's a little boat here that you can find. You can use it to travel over here, and then you can unlock the way shrine over there. That's the easiest way to go. It's free. You don't need to pay anything. So yeah, just make sure you do that as well. So once you've, I mean, if you get to one and it's up, just do it for sure. But yeah, that's my suggestion. Just discover them all so that you know which one's up. So for a second there, that one was up, I think. That was weird. Surely people haven't cleared it already. Okay, here we go. So what we'll do is we'll go check one. So my advice is bring your strongest character. There will be a lot of people here usually, so it doesn't matter too much. But especially if you get here at first, it's going to be quite tough. Some of these enemies are not easy to fight. Especially the magma golems, those things don't fuck around. Okay. Simple objective, kill the enemies around each of these little lava pools. There's 3 lava pools. As you kill the enemies, tougher ones will start spawning soon. And then you'll get magma golems, which are very tough. They have a pretty hard-hitting heavy attack. You want to make sure you either roll dodge or avoid. Oh, sorry, roll dodge or block. These things here. This heavy attack here, do not take full damage from that, it hurts. So yeah, as soon as the magma golem's dead, the hole will seal up, and it's basically like completing one of the parts. These flame atronachs, when they're in this like spectral form, they don't do anything, but when they reach these pools, they turn into hostile ones, and they can be painful because they throw this lava shit on the floor. What? Oh, I'm lagging, I think. Weird. Right, so once all 3 of these spots are sealed up, the boss will spawn now. They get a big target. Can be all sorts. You got a Spriggan now, but sometimes it can be like one of those Iron Atronachs or like a Fire Wolf, all sorts of stuff. Now, as you're killing this, there'll be like meteors that spawn. Try and block them if you can, otherwise they knock you down. These things here, try and block or get out of that, otherwise they'll wreck you. So once you get the boss to a certain amount of HP, you'll also get all these extra enemies. These guys can be painful as well. My advice is just stay mobile, keep healing yourself constantly. Follow objective-based gameplay, you know, interrupts, blocking incoming attacks. And yeah, eventually you'll get it. There's usually tons of people here to help you, especially if you just wait a couple of minutes. So yeah, as soon as that's done, there'll be like a little rock thing somewhere near here that you can loot. There it is. And you just loot this, and you're done. So it's like just basically like a Dolmen reward. So usually you get a jewelry piece as well. Just, you know, do what you want with that. The sets here aren't great, but yeah, they're not terrible either. Back Alley Gourmand, that's not a... No, that's a Galen set. Back Alley Gourmand, if you... Yeah, that's right. So if you own Fire Song... Oh my god, I fucking can't even enter the thing because of all the way shrines. Sorry, hold on, give me a sec. So this one also has way shrines. This one also has Volcanic Vents as well, and these ones seem to be a bit closer to some of these way shrines, but I don't know. Some of the ones in High Isle are also very close. But yeah, again, you need the Fire Song DLC. This one can be good because Back Alley Gourmand is actually a pretty decent overland set. I would probably pair this with like Order's Wrath or Mother's Sorrow. But yeah, it's up to you. And you know, obviously you need a food buff for it to be good. Also, this is where you get the lead, one of the leads for Oaken Soul. So if you're looking for that, this could be a good day to do it, because there'll be a lot of people doing these, and they'll go through really quick. Alright, if you got any other questions for me, just let me know. But that should be everything. Thanks everyone for watching, thanks for your support as always, and I will see you next time. Take care.